Welcome everyone to D20 Tavern, Arizona. I am JC DeVault. I'll be the Dungeon Master tonight. Thank you everyone who's followed us on Twitter, Facebook, and so far has subscribed here to on YouTube. We're going to bring a campaign to you, and our goal here is really just to invite you into our Dungeons and Dragons campaigns, and show you how we really have a good time around the table. For those of you new to Dungeons and Dragons, my job really is the storyteller. So I facilitate a story, and then the players will actually react to that story. Within there, I will provide different monsters, obstacles, and choices for the players to make. It'll basically be about my job to kind of guide them through the storyline. Player's job, react and play within the story provided. If they want to railroad me off, that's my job to try to go with the flow and just guide them in that direction, and maybe mind trick them and bring them back over to the main storyline. So we shall begin with welcome everyone to Drome. This is a wild land. It is a land of monsters and that claim this location as their own home. It has rolling hills and south of the Great Crag, which is a monstrous goblin city, and near is Anir, which is in the deep south of Drome. It's a small village. Dust storms are common in this region, followed by the occasional flash flood. A wicked stench of body odor and feces comes from the small town of Bregmore, but the locals love the smell. It's home to them. A small group of harpies can be found flying from rooftop to rooftop of the ragged buildings and lean-tos made of stone. There is just one road that goes through the town, named the Grey Road, and passes by one tavern named the Orc's Palace. A posse of ogres walks the street holding oversized greatswords, making sure there are no problems between goblins, orcs, trolls, and gnolls in the village, looking to adjust to this new civilized lifestyle. Just outside of this village is a small ranch named the Clearwater Tavern and Farm, ran by Jellybean, an old badger, and his ranch hands. Amongst them is the party. And we'll begin with party introductions.
I'm Korth, leaf scale, lizard folk, about 6.5 feet tall, green, yellow-green eyes, lizard folk druid.
My character's name is Clink of Coins. He's a Kenku rogue. Short guy, black feathers, black skin, green-yellow eyes.
I am playing Grax. Grax is a bronze dragonborn, about 27, so that makes him a young adult. 6'5", 270 pounds, and that's who he is.
I'm playing Smoke, the lovable possum bard. You might not love him yet, but you will. Don't worry. It's great.
So one of the first things you're going to notice here is that we're not the typical kind of party. We've got some different races here, mostly monster, and the one that sticks out the most is going to be the possum. Possum is a homebrew. So this is, for some of you that are the hardcore D&D players, we're not really going to get, I'll toe the line on some rules, but really I use the rules as a form to guide. From there, I will adjust the rules to make sure it kind of adjusts to the party, and a possum really kind of fits in here, especially with a badger as a great uncle. So, the Clearwater Farm and Tavern is a 2-story farmhouse built near the Greymoor River on 20 acres with cornfields, potato fields, and apple trees surrounding the home. Outside the surrounding is a 3-foot rock fence, a small tavern built from stone that's common for goblins from inside to come to the tavern. Some of the hobgoblins will come here as well. You guys have all been working on the farm. It's a hot summer day, not quite as hot as Phoenix, but it is very hot on this day. Waiting for maybe a rain to come through. You guys have been working in the fields. What kind of jobs do you guys have, you think, working in the farm?
Being a druid, basically anything, getting the plants to grow, getting them the water that they need, and basically getting the earth to maximize her bounty.
Probably picking corn and scoping out for any
good.
interesting things to dig.
That's good. That's really good.
Grax would certainly seek out the hardiest of tasks, perhaps ditch digging or something along that line. Definitely, digging trenches. Definitely some hard manual labor to
Pulling weeds.
yeah, pulling weeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, honorable work.
Smoke would spend his days convincing other people to do his work for him. If he really had to get down to it, he'd probably tinker around and fix any of the equipment or gear, to make sure it was running right, so that any of my friends could get the work they needed to done.
Grax
And the
probably
work
did
I
a lot of
needed
your work
to.
for you.
Yeah, just
Um,
whitewashing fences is very fun.
Through your work, like throughout the day, one goblin would have definitely been like really kind of poking and teasing, especially at you, Smoke. His name is Strubs, and this is a gray, skinny goblin. He is bald, wears leather armor. His nose looks like it's been broken a few times. And he speaks a little like this. He comes and he'll pick on you and say, "Oh, that's a really fat belly you have there. You never miss a meal. Now, do ya, son?"
No, Strubs. I don't miss meals. Do you intentionally miss meals?
Well, with you around, I've missed a few more in my time.
You want to miss some teeth since you're not using them?
Miss some teeth? You listen here, work hand. You're gonna pull those potatoes today, and you're gonna make sure we get doubled. And you're gonna peel them today too. I would report to your Uncle Jellybean if you don't.
I love pulling potatoes. It's my second favorite thing, right after peeling them. It's great. Do you want to join us?
And he would go wander off in the farm. So you guys have been working throughout the day fairly hard.
Guess he didn't want to join us.
The sun set. The sun is starting to come down, and the farm hands all start to kind of gather. And this is kind of a traditional thing. They'll, like, with the weeds and some of the bushes and stuff, and things kind of brought to. They basically build like a bonfire. And so, as you're building the bonfire, it'd be you guys that are like kind of his job is to make this pile, right? As everyone kind of starts to pass around and get ready to drink some clear water throughout the whole group, and everyone's kind of starting to sing a song and humming and whatnot. What do you guys do?
I'm basically sticking by my adopted brother Grax and Just watching. Always watching.
I am going to go pick some logs up and get ready to bring them back to the bonfire. As I swing by the potato patch to make sure I get a few potatoes in my pockets that I don't have, so maybe just hidden somewhere in the
Make a
fur.
sleight of hand check.
20.
Oh,
Wow.
you get yourself 3 potatoes.
Finally have something.
And they're a good potato.
Yeah, I think I'm just helping to build the bonfire and trying to stay busy and be productive.
Clink is just gonna go around, try to quietly look around and scope, see if he can get into anybody's pockets as they're singing.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. They're kind of passing around a little bit of drink. They've been working hard all day.
13 plus 8.
Wow,
Sleight of hand.
21.
Sweet. Nice.
Dang.
So you find a pouch. No one sees this, right? You happen to bump in, like you walk up to maybe a half orc that seems kind of like he's really into, like you've been watching this for a while, and he comes across, his name's Mug, actually. He's a little slow. He's a really big guy, and big jaws, big teeth, and drools a little bit, and carries around a pitchfork with him. And he was getting some of the clear water from one of the other goblins is kind of going around and pouring it. His name is Bank. And as you bump into him and you grab his pouch, what you find in his pouch is 3 silver pieces, a to-do list, which says, I mean, if you want to go like look into this and stuff, like it gives like a kind of a schedule, like a to-do list, like,
He's not, I mean, anything shiny.
okay, so
Like
you
a
find some
windsail.
silver pieces,
Perfect.
and probably a whistle.
Looks good. He's gonna probably hold on to that whistle, and as he starts walking off, just
Can I hear that?
Passive perception is what? What's your
13.
passive? 13?
Okay.
Yeah.
Just noticing a new note. Right. Being very into the noises around.
So
farm.
they're basic farm hands.
Yeah.
They've been helping in grand total. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 main farm hands that are around this pretty good sized bonfire.
So I will make my way toward him, hearing the
Now
whistle.
it's at the base of the farm. You got the cornfields. It's all kind of divided off. You got the farmhouse. There's a couple roads that kind of come in, but there's one that goes out towards the river. So down the way, does anyone have a passive perception over 14 or above?
I do.
Okay.
It's good. I don't. It's good.
So over the singing and over the humming and kind of country song that's kind of starting to play, you guys, help! 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 I need help! This isn't good! It's not good! And it's coming from off in the distance.
Yeah, I immediately start running in that direction.
So as the sun's kind of starting to go down, you probably got about an hour and a half until the sun sets. You go.
I'm with them. Are there any farm tools or implements at hand? Hose, rakes,
make a
shovel?
investigation check or perception check. Make a perception check.
I can do that. That's a 14.
14. You see there is like a hoe nearby, right?
What's her name?
Different type of hook.
Oh, sorry.
It is.
Could it be used as a club?
Yeah, it could be. Could be.
Being as that I'm a druid, is it something that I might be able to cast Shillelagh on?
It could be. It could be a shillelagh. Oh, side thing here. So we're gonna pause from the game here for a moment. One of the things that we're doing to embrace, if you've caught the videos earlier on Twitter, they were sold into slavery, and then they escaped. Well, in the escape, they had lost all their equipment. So they're on this farm, and they don't have any equipment on them as is. Okay. Yes, you're probably like, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing a dungeon master could do. Yes and no. This is actually pretty creative. Could be creative and very challenging. So it's a little bit up on the grade. So you find a hoe, and yes, you would be able to cast Shillelagh on this as well.
And I do.
And you do. Okay.
And I'm far too focused on running to the screaming to think about grabbing the weapon because I didn't think about it.
Okay.
Do we notice him running? We didn't have the pass perception to hear the scream.
You see him. You see. It's kind of hard to miss a dragon like
All right.
running across.
I will, assuming I'm close. What's your character's name again?
Clink.
Clink. Assuming I'm close to Clink because I was headed there from the whistle, I would like yell at him to pay attention, and then I would take off after him.
What do you tell him? What do you yell at him?
I'm just like pointing like, hey, something's happening. Like getting his attention
Something's
He's-
happening.
because something's happening.
Something's
Come on.
happening. Something's happening.
So do you go?
I just start following him.
You start
Good,
following.
good,
If you
good.
said it
Okay,
with authoritative
So the
voice,
party's
he's
still
gonna
kind
go.
of going. You get, like there's some signals and stuff. Fire is starting to kind of get going. The clear water's getting passed around in their mason jars, and you guys are running down basically a dirt road path for wagons and stuff designed to go back into town to sell off whatever farm supplies that they have. So as you're running down, there's this goblin female that you've recognized. She's kind of like the caretaker of the town. Her name, this is Fez, and she is a green goblin. Her facial features are sharp, very pointed. She is she's been known as a smooth talking and soft spoken. So for her to be like screaming and in a sheer panic is definitely not in her character. She's also been known to be brave, as maybe she's taught you to be around horses because you haven't really been around horses, being mostly on sea and stuff, right?
No, there's the seahorses.
Well, there's seahorses, but not.
Those are
anyways.
different.
Or
Just
maybe
slightly, though. What was her name?
her name is Fez,
Fez.
I said good day.
and is willing to risk her life.
Thank you. Thank you.
So far, for most of you, or maybe saved a couple of you, but she's running. And she's bleeding, and she's very distressed when she runs up. You were first to there, and
I think he was. I was following him. I stopped to grab a hoe.
I did
You was
Okay.
right, one of them.
start off.
Unless you're slow.
Grax, it's horrible. It's horrible. This is the worst thing that could happen. We gotta hurry. You gotta hurry.
What's happening?
If Jellybean finds out, he's gonna flip and I'm gonna be sleeping out with the. It's gonna be bad.
I grab a hold of her and I say, "What happened?"
Roll a diplomacy.
Diplomacy.
Like insight.
I mean, persuasion.
Persuasion. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm not skilled in that. Do I have to do that at disadvantage?
Nope. Just roll a charisma check.
Natural 1.
She's still freaking out. Oh my gosh, this is the worst thing. He was eating right in front of me, and we were going down the river, and he had some supplies, and it was just a horrible thing, and he jumped in the way, and I was able to swim, and this monster came out of the water. You gotta go get the supplies. It's gonna be the worst thing. Those stumpers find it from town.
Who got eaten?
Somebody, I think you did get in though.
Did you say somebody got in?
Yeah. Is anybody else at this point in time?
If
I'm
we're
there.
there, we were coming, but
I'm
I
gonna
thought
stand
you'd
right
bring us
beside
in.
her, facing the group, and say, "This is the worst thing ever. This is the worst thing."
Okay, is she hurt? Like when we walk up to her?
She looks. Make a perception. Unless you're going up and completely investigating her, like
14.
getting it deep. By what you can tell, she's more in a state of shock than anything.
Okay. Okay.
She's hurt. Maybe she was bleeding from falling on the rocks and stuff.
Okay. So, we like this woman?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
First time you've seen her in panic.
Okay. So I'm gonna. How big? Is she bigger than me? Because I'm a little guy. I'm 3'5".
She's about your size.
Okay, then I'm gonna grab her on the shoulders and shake her a little bit. Kind of the nice, version of the slap across the face. To kind of get together, calm down for a second, take a breath, tell us what's happening. Because all we figured out is somebody's died.
So he's failed it. I'm gonna give you one more shot.
Okay.
But it'll be a disadvantage.
Of what?
A persuasion.
Can I have it at plain since I have advantage on persuasion checks?
Yep.
So that's a 9 plus, so 15?
15. Thank you, Smoke. This was the worst experience I've ever had on these runs. You boys gotta.
I'm gonna reach out and have Clint kind of calm down and stop mimicking too. It's like,
Worst thing ever! Worst! Oh. You've gotta.
Clink!
It's not helping.
You've got. Look, it's about 2 miles from here. It's upriver. We were on a raft and we're bringing some supplies down from up north, yeah. So if you could get those supplies back and bring them here safely before any other, townsfolk or
Okay.
them rock feet will could find it. It could all be bad, and it'll lead back to us. And it just won't look good.
What won't look good?
Just go find it. And she kind of starts to sob. Just don't tell Jellybean. Let me go talk to him, please. This is bad. Just get some stuff. Go to the farm in the attic.
Okay.
In the basement. In the basement in the safe house. You'll get some of our stuff down in there.
With Smoke
Okay.
knowing...
Here's a key. Are you gonna do this for me?
Yeah, because with
Okay,
Smoke
here's
knowing...
a key.
Hold on, before as I take it, with Smoke knowing... She just flat out... Jellybean's my favorite uncle. Clearly. And he's nice as can be.
You haven't
But
seen
he's,
that other
he's
side of him.
terrifying when you don't
If-
do things perfect.
If
You're scared of Jellybean.
If-
What have you done?
just go to the
Okay.
attic. Just go to the basement and get.
I would move it the
some-
same, like
those
panic
supplies.
now to the basement. Like, guys, we probably need to go, simply because, well, y'all remember a couple weeks back when, after we woke up Saturday morning, the door was busted in on that shed in the back 40? That was Jellybean got mad, and he thought it was a guy he didn't like, and he punched the door off its hinges. He's not a very happy fella. He's very much an angry.
I can see why he's your favorite.
Yeah, hate to meet
Well,
you.
you want to stay on his good side? No, I have. So
Well, let's-
if she's worried about Jellybean, we should move.
Let's go get supplies.
Yeah, I'm all for getting some supplies. Since I have 3 potatoes.
So we go.
Yeah, we go to the basement to get supplies.
Okay, so
Supplies.
by the time you
The
get there,
birds,
sun's
the
starting to come. It's that whole interaction took about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Are we running to the barn? Are we? I mean, you
Oh
know
yeah,
where
this
area
is. I want to move quick enough to just not cause observation.
Okay.
Like if there's a party happening, I don't want to run
My-
straight through it.
My mindset on this is we've been given a chance to get supplies, of which we've had none, and I am absolutely all about getting as many supplies as we can.
It's fair.
Okay, so you get to the. Let's actually make a stealth check, and whoever actually has the lowest.
Oh,
You got a +1 and a not provision.
well, I guess I'd have to do mine at disadvantage because I'm not skilled in stealth.
No.
No,
So I
It's
got
just a
all I
dex
got's a
check.
+1.
I got a 12.
16.
I got a +0.
We all doing it?
So hold on, who's got the lowest?
I have a +1.
I have a +0.
Plus 8.
So this will be for the group. Okay, so go ahead and roll it.
I got a 12.
You got a 12? It's good enough. DC was 10 because they were starting to get into it a little bit. So you got the farm. You go back. This is a stone built farm, but it's fairly good size. You go to the back of the farm.
Yeah.
There is definitely like a storm shutters, but it's been locked. You fit the key in there, turn it, give it a little shimmy, and then you turn it again, and it unlocks. When you open it, these lights kind of go off down the stairway.
No, like they're on and they were leading off, or they like we open the door and they turn on
They-
pop
pop,
Oh.
pop. And so as you go down, you guys walk down into the attic. Okay, so when you
I'm gonna
walk-
look at the rest of the group. Y'all been here before?
No.
Okay.
Supplies.
Yes, Clink, right? Yes, Clink.
So you walk down, and it opens up, and it's a pretty good storage area. There's some machetes. There's a couple of axes. There's some other makeshift supplies of creating. Is there any alchemists in the party? Do we know?
I would like to find the biggest hammer or sword that I can.
You can find like a hammer. We would probably make it as like just a basic good
Warhammer?
mallet hammer, not a war hammer.
Okay.
I mean, before I was told I didn't have anything, I had written down alchemist kit, so
That's
that's
a
my
bummer.
intention.
Are you trained in alchemy?
It is not a proficient.
You
Medicine?
want a hammer or you want a sword?
Medicine is wisdom. I'm not proficient though.
Okay. So we would probably say this is a hammer to probably be doing about a 1d6 equivalent to. Probably could find a knife equivalent to a dagger in here, like a survival knife and stuff in here.
Is there something better than a hoe for like a stick or club?
You'd probably find a beating club. Plenty of those in there.
Perfect.
I think Smoke, just looking around the room, would
Make-
walk. Would oh, go ahead. What do you want me to
Go
make?
ahead. Go ahead. What would Smoke do? Sorry.
I'm wondering if he could just see in the room, like in all these tools, over in the corner, like a barrel of handles, and just pull out a hoe handle with nothing else on anything else, basically a quarterstaff. Just-
A hoe handle.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you would be able to get a quarterstaff or something
Yeah.
like that.
So there's nothing else on it. it's just-
Make an investigation. Hmm.
8.
No.
Is there any kind of writing leathers, anything like that?
Is there anything that looks like it's of monetary value that I can see?
Make an investigation.
Yeah, you didn't tell me what that was for.
I have 11.
advantage.
11.
Oh, you have advantage.
It's natural scavenger. I have advantage.
Yeah,
I'm looking through
make
piles
an
of stuff.
11. You're looking through nothing monetary value.
20.
Because of the advantage. Yeah. You do find a backpack.
Ace. Talking
Any sort of animal carcasses, stuff like that down here?
No.
Okay.
This backpack is a. This is an explorer's backpack. Explorer's pack. Mess kit, tinderbox, torches,
I was just writing down Explorer's Pack and I figured I'd look it up.
50 feet of hemp rope,
Yeah. Okay.
and water skin.
The hammer, would you say it's more of a club?
But it does bludgeoning. Yeah, I don't think they both do bludgeoning, but it's about 1d6,
Okay.
not a 1d4.
Rations are in that maybe?
One day rations. I'll say 2 days. We'll say 2 days rations.
For all of us?
No,
Just one of us? No.
for one person.
Alright. Alright.
Or anything else that might be
So
of
she
use?
she described
go.
this as it was
Couple,
about,
yeah.
about 2 miles away from
I put my hand on
I just
your
want to see
shoulder.
anything that's of use in case we decide not to come back.
here. We've got an 18. We've got the 20.
Setting on the workbench, I'm assuming in here. There's a couple, I'm just, you tell me if
Make
I'm
an
wrong on the room. Okay.
Make an intelligence check real quick. Sorry for interrupting you.
15.
You find what would look like some sort of like alchemist makes like part of an alchemist kit.
Did I find anything that resembles armor?
Nope.
But
So-
I didn't find any pretty beads or
Nope.
things of that nature? No.
Nope.
Beads.
Yes.
I'm intrigued.
Did she say that there was some sort of supply on the boat as well? Maybe we do
I believe
better.
that's what we're going for.
We're going to get
supplies.
there, yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get there.
Um,
Maybe we find something good there.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Something good.
As we walk out, is this a room people use kind of on the daily?
This room?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Like when you go in, there's like
Okay.
one light, like
Okay.
a light source that's kind of going
No.
back and forth and stuff.
That's fine. All right, we can leave out. So then we head out and we,
Let's head towards the river.
yeah, I think we just head on foot, right? If this is not, Jellybean's not supposed to know we're doing this, we just kind of head out.
Let's go.
Yeah. Try to get out past all the partying. Well, we got in when they were starting to drink, so.
Okay, so you get up, start going, and sun's gradually going down. You get to an area where she started to that she best described to you. Go ahead and make a survival check for the person. If you're equipped, hold on before we roll. If you are proficient in survival, go ahead and roll that.
I'd be 23.
Not great.
You're proficient in survival.
I am.
23. You see you know what?
I'm not a proficient, but I have advantage on it.
Like marks on the road, right? As you're like on this almost trail road that goes right by the river. Okay, and this is like barren land, right? Rolling, there's rocks here and there, and it's almost about a 15-foot, 20-foot drop slope down into the river. As you're walking, and you're kind of trying to scan and see. You can see with the 23 her footprints and marks. 15-foot slope. Trail where the panic goblin goes. So you can start to see that trail, and it leads down into the river, but it's starting to get a little dark here.
Okay, I put my arm out as we get near it, and I say, "This way, friends," and I point out and lead the way
I wait for Clink
to
to,
follow the trail.
Smoke waits for Clink to mimic him in this way.
This way.
Yeah, just, it's becoming part
we
of
all,
life's
we
rhythm.
all stop and wait.
Yeah, it's becoming part of life's rhythm. You just, okay, now we go this way.
Passive perception 12 or higher.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so
Yes.
some of the wrecking can be seen from here. Okay, on a large boulder in the water, 40 feet from the shore. And on the far side, what you can see are 2 goblins on the other side holding onto a rope. Like they're holding onto a rope.
Pulling in.
First drawing of the campaign.
Here we go. We're in it now.
Okay, and you guys are coming from this side. And we got a 15-foot slope, right? And the trail kind of goes down here. And this goes, right? And you've got another slope on this side. You see those 2 goblins on this side? They don't see you. And the rock. Those are on green. Right there. Good sized boulder. And you can see a debris and stuff on there.
On the boulder.
On the boulder.
Like up on it or like against it in the current?
Well, do we want to get a... So this is what the passive perception did. I mean,
Okay.
If you're wanting to get if you're really wanting to scan it, look,
Okay.
you need to get a perception on
I
it.
would very much like to see it.
Okay.
Try to see what's going on. Well, it's an 11.
11's gonna see that you can see like what would be maybe a raft of some sort.
I immediately run towards it and try to, if I can, I don't know, if I get, as I get up close to the water's edge, would I think that I can jump onto the boulder, or?
That's a pretty good distance, right? 5, 10,
20.
15, 20 foot. That's quite the. I mean, you could try if you want to.
I will take a running
So
sprint.
when you get to here, make a perception check.
Is your 5 feet?
Hmm?
Okay.
It's a pretty. It's not
16.
16. So what you notice is this isn't the Colorado River
Mm-hmm.
flowing, but it's calm, but it is clipping pretty good, right? By what you can tell. And it's flowing down. Now the 15, what you're gonna see is on top of this rock. Now it's not real high sticking up out of the water, but it's probably 4 feet up out of the water.
Yeah.
And so you've got these hands that are kind of starting to come up and kind of shuffling through like some things. Now 15 also, what's everyone else doing? Because I wanted to stop before he...
I'm hot on his heels and casting Shillelagh on my new club.
I am making my way down cautiously, just trying to assess this. Like trying to figure out what would a plan be. You know, they seem to clearly be trying to get to it. You know, how's this going to go down?
I'm just blowing smoke.
Okay. So as you
Ask Clink, can you fly? Can you
you're
Oh,
so go ahead and make your jump check.
me?
Hmm?
Okay. Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Son of
So
a-
you run and you jump and you land on top of here. Now when you were jumping, out of the water comes a gator and it eats this goblin.
Okay.
Like almost at simultaneously, same time. Okay, and this thing's about 7 feet long.
Mm.
So it eats this gator, or it eats the goblin right there. These other goblins kind of like freak out and kind of like are trying to pull the goblin out from its mouth. and the gator kind of rolls and snaps the rope, and we will get a dex save by that goblin. A, he makes it. Dex save. B, he makes it. So they let go of the rope, and they start to run up the hill. Or they start running. All right. From there, we will finish.
Since I'm so close, can I go first?
This kind of happens simultaneously, right?
That's a 5.
9.
17. 18.
Okay, so
Brag rush.
That's the weirdest looking crocodile.
yeah, that's a COVID crocodile.
COVID crocodile.
COVID crocodile. So
Crocodile, if you
20 plus
No, and then 18, 17.
18 was Clink. Okay, and then 17, 16,
17, Corp.
17 Con. Koth.
Fourth.
Korth. 16. Gator.
9.
9 for Smoke and Grax.
5.
5. Alright, so the gator sees you, and he. What would it do? It actually will attack you. Yes, sir. It
Good
will
luck.
attack you.
With an armor class of 10, you'll never touch me.
Doesn't he have a goblin in his mouth already?
Yeah.
He's a fast
So-
eater.
Probably already ate him.
Yeah, he goes and swallows a
More like a
goblin whole,
duck.
and then it tries to bite you, and it does, and it's gonna do. Your
Dragonborn's not any tougher than that?
8 plus my con.
I thought there would be a species thing.
5 damage.
Okay.
No, actually, I'm sorry. Before the 5 damage, we're at a roll. What am I doing? I'm so sorry. So we're not there yet. Clink, your turn.
I'm gonna walk down
Quick, Clint, jump in its mouth.
to the edge, and I'm gonna pull out my shiny whistle and give it a blow.
That's good. Good.
Blow it as loud as I can.
So the goblin's from the way. Yeah, they notice you. So they kind of look over towards you. Dark vision, anybody? Yes? No? No?
No, I don't think so.
Depending on what book you look at. Lizard folk, bad guys have it, but apparently PCs don't.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. There's a discovery. Okay,
Dark
good.
side.
Does the crocodile do anything?
Crocodile kind of
Continues to eat his goblin.
are you- roll
Enjoys
performance.
the
You have
dinner
performance?
music.
I'm not skilled at it.
Roll performance. Charisma.
7.
7. No, they go by
Alright.
smell and bubbles. Okay, so Clink, that was your turn. 17. Cool.
I want to try to get there as best as I'm able.
Okay.
So, I mean, with a movement speed of 30 feet, I mean, he jumped it, but
What are you gonna do?
I want to get to the croc.
So how do you get to the croc?
Probably jump as far as I can and then run the distance.
Okay, so make it. Well, we. All right, let's see what happens here.
17.
Maybe 17. What would it be? Athletics?
Yeah.
That's 16.
16. Well, you actually make it to here,
Huzzah!
and you get to the end, and you see the crocodile.
Do I have any movement left?
What is that? Yeah, I give you 10 feet if you want to.
Cool. Yeah, I just want to come over here and I want to clock up in
Okay,
the door.
so you're gonna need to make a. So right when you hit the water there, you make an athletics check.
You went,
I did move myself into the water.
So this is
didn't I?
yeah.
you went off the rock,
That
man.
was smart.
Well, 10,
9.
So you jump here and you swoop down. Now you move out of his zone, and it's gonna provoke an attack of opportunity. And it 1 and a 20, but it rolled a 2.
Huzzah!
And so he misses on his attack of opportunity, like right in your face, and just the water takes you down. So that is 17, now 16. Now the gator will go.
it's gonna be sad to see you die this early.
That wouldn't be the first time.
Haven't lost an arm yet.
First time for me.
Yeah, but I feel like this is your campaign to just die first, not lose body parts.
So I roll a 20 on the die.
No, you do not. Yeah, but orange dice don't count. You know, that's different.
So the gator, you're there on the rock. You just made a great roll, got out there, and the gator grabs you. Oh, 2 and a 1. Okay. So 3, 4, 5 damage. So it grabs you, and now we're gonna have to make so it's 5 damage of piercing, and we're gonna have to make a opposed strength check right now.
Okay.
11.
9.
So he grabs you and spins with you in the water, right? So it will be 16-9 smoke.
Smoke, wondering why his friends are trying so hard to die. Just got going. Is going to make his way down this hill. As he comes up to the edge of the water, he's going to stop just a couple feet short of the edge, and you're gonna see him just start making this weird, almost like tribalistic dancing move as he yells "Yeehaw!" and all of a sudden fire erupts from the ground, and he casts so cantrip action, the movement, everything else, and then as his bonus action is going to cast Bardic Inspiration and hope you don't die. I do think I'm within. Yeah, I'm going to come down to the edge. I'm close enough to do that. But as he yells his yeehaw and the fires go up, and he's like, "It's party time, boys! Don't die, Grax."
And it will be your turn, Grax.
Alright, so.
So you can use that for any attacks or saving or ability checks.
Unfortunately for him, I've got him right where I want him. And I hold on to him, and I act like I'm gonna bite him, but instead I just exhale lightning right against his face, and that's gonna be a DC 12 for him to save.
And he fails.
So 2d6 damage. That's 4 damage for him. A whopping 4.
So you breathe in him.
Yeah, it's like I bite him,
Do you
but
have-
it electrocutes him as I bite.
Do you have resistance to electricity?
I do.
Okay, so the electricity like pulses through the water too,
Mhm.
right? It goes through.
Yes, I guess.
Now you would take 2 damage, but because of your resistance, you will take no damage from this. As it goes through, it's you feel the tingling through the river, right? As it goes through and hits him, and it kind of spins a little bit more. As you guys are kind of tumbling in the water right now. 18. Clink.
Jeez.
when I did it for him on the phone the first time, it was much louder, but with the children sleeping, I toned it down a little bit.
Gosh.
It's getting cooler. You got the water right here. Goblins kind of, by what you can see, look like they're planning for something up there.
It looks like they're what?
Planning for something up there.
Well, that's great.
What do I have to roll to go over?
Well, you would have to either jump or swim.
These are the questions.
These are the questions.
No, don't ask questions. Just move off the rock. That's
Yeah.
what you do. You just,
No, it's not like I've got swim speed equal to my walking speed. Oh wait, I do.
It's just a natural thing for me.
I think he's just gonna head further down this way and prepare if he needs to go in to the water to use the water to his advantage.
Okay. 17.
All right, well I'm gonna swim up to him, and I'm gonna clock him.
So make an athletics check for swim.
Super. Yeah, so I would like to
Success. So,
club him right in his crocodile
so
face.
you like kind of almost swim back up river to come up,
Mhm.
and you're gonna try to claw him.
Oh no, I've got the club.
Okay.
I'm
so
gonna
you're
wang
gonna
him.
whack him. Okay.
That's a 12.
The 12 is gonna hit.
Huzzah. And for a shillelagh enabled club, that's a D8. It's a 6 plus, 2 plus, no, 6 plus 2, so 8.
8 damage. Whop! You hit him right in the skull, and it kind of stuns him a little bit. We did 8 damage, 12, and it's kind of like blood kind of starts to go into the water.
For my bonus action, I'm going to use Hungry Jaws. I'm going to attack him with my bite.
Okay.
Excellent.
Very much so.
you both have mouth weapons?
We are
Yeah.
brothers.
I'm aware.
It's going to be 14.
14 hits.
And for that, it'll be. So no normal damage is going to be, I think, just a d4. So another 2 points, and then I get 2 temporary hit points.
Okay, so you bite, and more blood comes out. It's kind of starting to. I mean, he actually lets go of you, Grax, and
I don't
it
let go.
tries to turn and swim back up. So I will say it provides an attack of opportunity for you, Grax.
It's 18 to hit.
18 hits.
And can I cast Shillelagh as a cantrip?
You're not
You're
a
not a
druid.
druid.
What are you trying to cast?
I am a
You're a cleric. Do you have shillelagh?
I think I do because I'm a Tempest cleric.
As a mark.
Yeah, I'm a Tempest cleric, so I can get a druid spell.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So, is it on your sheet?
It's on my sheet.
I can't argue.
Okay. So
Okay.
yeah.
So it's
That's a bonus action to
yeah, it's a bonus.
turn your weapon. If it's a club, a staff, something like that, it turns your damage into a d8.
Which is it's 5 to hit.
5
It's
to hit.
5 damage.
So how do you see this happening?
Oh, so he turns his back to me, and I reach out and I kind of grab him grab his tail with my hand, and I just kind of use it to pull myself towards him, and I just smack him as hard as I can on top of the head.
So
And I just feel his skull go as I whack down at it.
so in this primal, almost draconic like rage or holy rage. You grab him and like grip of that scale and come up out of the water. Right, so you guys see this up out of the water. He just comes up and whoa, and right in the back spine where on the gator it connects to the head. He hits it right in there and it snaps it, and the gator goes lifeless.
Land on top of it and I bite.
And it kind of goes right into the and you bite the
It's
fish
gonna
off,
have a snack
and
or
it
something?
and it goes right into the rock, right? And it kind of pins itself right into the rock there. Those goblins up here, they see this take place, and they start to kind of run off in the opposite direction.
Brother, do we want the goblins too?
Yes, we do, my friend, brother. I pop my head up and I've got like alligator bits in my teeth, and I say stop as I yell at
So
the
they
goblins.
I mean,
I'm gonna yell at them. Get the raft.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
so they're like
Screw the
double
goblins.
movement, right? So they're probably out here,
How far away
You
would
don't
that be?
need the goblins. What
60
the
feet.
heck?
60 feet.
Oh,
I
good.
mean, you guys are done with your niche, right? Korth. So they would go at 60.
shot.
So if you guys want to keep going, that's fine.
No, it's fine. I hear the possum yell at us and
Get the raft. Jelly bean is worse than goblins.
It's your lucky day, you soft little green men.
The supply!
so I look at the wrecked ship that's on a raft that's on the rock, and I try to see if I can
Yeah.
make sense of it and try to secure some supplies and keep
Yeah,
them
I
from
definitely
going
want
away.
to investigate it.
Do investigation.
Wait,
You see a bunch of. There are
There's some wood in that water.
Wow, wouldn't.
do I roll as well? I'm not proficient.
No.
Okay.
There's some bags in here. Raft. You got the gator here. So
I yell
there's
to
4 bags.
I yell to Smoke and I say, throw your rope.
So, Smoke will do the whole pick up a rock there by the water to give it some weight to try to fling this rope, up here on the rocks. That way, if I miss it, hopefully
Make a dex check. Or dex base attack.
7.
Plus your
Mm-hmm.
base attack.
Oh, plus my base attack.
Yeah.
It's still a +1.
No, base attack is proficiency
9.
plus, right?
So the rope doesn't quite make it.
I try to catch it. Then I try to snag
Make a reflex.
it out of the air. Athletics.
Yeah. Reflex. Reflex. So a reflex.
That's
save.
18.
18. So
Yeah.
it's a dex. So you catch you kind of reach out and grab the rope. You're able to make that. That's fine.
So I
So it was gonna be short, but you were able to grab it.
okay. So I
Nice catch.
thanks, Smoke. Nice throw. So I tie it off to. Is there anywhere I can tie it off on the boulder, or am I?
You would know. So
Okay.
it would be either you or the gator. That's about 7 feet long.
I tie it onto the gator.
Okay.
Tie it onto its head. And I say, you can climb on over now if you want.
Don't we just need
Are
the
these just
raft?
bags of supplies?
I don't know if I'm missing anything. I can't see very well. It's dark.
Fair. Okay, so I would kind of tie the rope off and then use it as support, like a support line to go over.
Make a survival check. See if you can find anything.
Find anything?
Or investigation.
Not with a 2.
That was
My advantage
twice
on
as good as my
investigation
roll.
is only when I'm looting bodies or piles of junk. So it's not on everything.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, there's just no solid place for you
Just-
to attach this rope to.
So I'm going to yell that I can't tie it off.
Um,
just pull yourself in with a raft.
I grunt and I tie the bags to the
are
rope and I say,
big. Big, strong boys.
pull them back. I tie the bags to the rope.
Well, this is going to be bad.
And I say,
I
pull
only
them
weigh
back.
80 pounds. I'm going in the water.
I'll go over and I guess I'll pull this rope.
Thank you.
Okay, so how many bags do you attach to this? I mean, these
How
are
heavy
pretty.
are they?
These are pretty large sacks.
Is the
know
raft
what?
broken?
Brother,
You know what?
brother, you go. I stay.
Yes.
We do this multiple times.
I take a bag and I jump across the river.
Make a strength check. At disadvantage
Disadvantage. I'm proficient in athletics.
with a 40-pound pack on you.
I weigh 270 pounds.
Okay, good. Okay, good points there. Okay, so what's your roll?
That's gonna be a 23, sir.
23 makes it. 23 makes it.
So
So
I
you
take
jump
this
over with
this
the bag.
this amazing Spider-Man like jump and I land with a thud and I toss the 40-pound bag on the ground.
Can I tie the rope to that? I'll look in the bag.
Yeah.
If that's what we're doing. If we're not getting the raft over here.
I'm gonna sit over there and I'm just gonna kind of start eating on the crocodile.
Oh my gosh.
I could've-
Don't let the meal go to waste,
I
huh?
could
Make a
have
survival
breathed
check.
on it and
Make a
cooked it for
survival
you
check.
first.
I'd be happy to.
Just so we can kind of set the theme here.
It's a 19.
This looks like this could be salvaged in some way.
Oh, I'm gonna get on it.
In like the sense of like you could probably dry this and make some
Gator
sort of
fry.
armor out of this, right? Because it was all blunt damage. He bit it. You bit it, but it didn't
I'm
really
sure the
do any
electrification was
serious
just
damage.
hardening it. in
So
places.
as they're doing their thing, I'm gonna realize this and just kind of pull it up onto the rock. That way we're sure not to lose it. I'm still gonna be eating it.
So rummaging through this and then bringing across the bags and stuff, that's all doable through here. There's really no press for time. This is by the time you do this, it's gonna be dark. Go ahead and make a as they're bringing across bags. If you're gonna go ahead and do an investigation check, do you one of you two do the investigation check?
Got a +3. You want me to try?
I have got a +2. So yeah, you
Well,
go
who
ahead.
said look in the bag?
What's in the bag?
What's in the bag?
14, 15, 16, 17.
So 17. What do you find in the bag are basically supplies such as alchemical supplies, but more high tech, more like a copper barrels in a sense, and then you find some mixes of powders that you don't really have any aware of unless you have medicine check that you want to do. Okay, so you find some powdered bags. In another bag, as they're bringing it across, you do find a small pouch in there of rubies. That are in there as well.
I'm taking the rubies.
Of course you. As we're going through these bags and he's does it,
Slide
I'm
it
like,
back,
I'm gonna
slide
be
it
like, Clint, you can't do that. You can't do it. Uncle Jellybean's gonna get real mad.
Supply!
Okay, so you get the things. It's dark. Coming back on the road.
Yeah.
I don't have my mark.
We have an alligator on our back that we're dragging through the.
At least the skin of it. Well, and depending on how much he ate of
A
it.
couple of chunks missing out of it.
Well, I'm taking some bones and stuff too. Yeah, I'm gonna take as much of it as we can.
The other part here is the meat in this area is not there's not a whole lot of meat supplies here. There's no cows. There's no.
There is now.
Well, you have
Does the
a
river
gator.
go down by the farm?
Mm-hmm.
Like if we got on that raft, could we just ride it back to the farm?
Oh, the raft is pretty banged
Destroyed?
up,
Okay.
but if you guys want to try to,
You probably could. I mean, no one checked to see what the status of it was.
I couldn't get out there. Remember
Right.
that
I
whole.
didn't care.
Yeah, I mean, before I come back, I want to take everything that's useful. So if they throw the rope back
You
and
did
all,
roll a 1 on your investigation.
I absolutely did, but
Yeah.
I did see a raft.
Roll a survival check at disadvantage.
Would be a 9 plus 5 is 14.
So 14, you can see that the raft was damaged, but could be repaired if it is brought. You kind of put some TLC onto that.
I'd like to use my swim speed to kind of make my way to shore with it.
Make a strength check. Oh boy.
About he can use the rope.
Hey.
12.
Hey. So you shimmy it, get it shook off, and able to drift that to the shoreline. Yep. Yep. So he gets the raft there.
I'm gonna go check out the raft. I have a soft spot for rafts.
It is basically like some logs have been tied together.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a
Yeah.
control area, but
But I think
it
the
looks
little
like
work
it's-
we could take it back.
it looks like it could work if some people like maybe try to fix it.
Do we have the tools to do that in any way?
I can fix it for you.
Do we have? I mean, just quick, do we have any like axe or blade that we could actually shape any wood and repair this thing? Because I would look at y'all and tell you, you know, I could fix the raft. Like,
You-
that's doable.
You want us to shape wood?
If we could, you got a way?
Yes.
Can I try to fix the raft?
Who's tell me how you're gonna do it?
So, in Smoke's former life, like before he ended up on the farm, lazily spending his time going down rivers on rafts and then finding a way to ride a boat back up was a great way to pass a year or two.
Yeah.
He loves a good raft and has built and repaired his many times, multiple of them. So if he could shape any of the wood links I need or anything else to take some of the rope we have, some of the rope on it, start lashing it back together, getting them all lined up, and getting them
As
supported
he's
with each
doing that,
other.
I'm just gonna kind of reach over and be like, "You're doing good. You can do this." Guidance.
Look at that guy.
Yeah. So make a
Survival?
check.
You get advantage on that, which is good.
Whatever.
11. Wait. Nope. 12.
12 is good enough. You're able to get this kind of rebuilt, and you know, it looks like there was a gator.
Took a chomp out of it at some
chomp out
point.
of it, and but you're able to kind of get it all fixed up by weaving some of the leathers and stuff back in there, and you're pretty good.
All right. Gentlemen, I think this is our ride home. If we were supposed to return the supplies, the raft is probably counted in that, and it'll be much easier than trying to carry it all back.
Or, I say, we could keep going.
We could, but I don't want Uncle Jelly Bean after me. What's her name?
Rats.
No,
That's your
Fez.
name, that's
Oh,
your name.
fast.
Fez. What's her name? Fez would very likely give us up within a few days that we were who she sent after. But if the raft's not part of the supplies, well, sure, we can have a raft then and go off. But we at least need to get back with all the rubies in the bags. Clink.
Brother, this is a good alligator. You should have some.
I did.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm a possum. What do I care?
Anybody else wants some alligator meat? Yes.
Who's piloting it?
I am.
You're piloting it. Okay.
Well, unless
There
the
you go.
possum wants to.
I mean, it. You know.
You guys are both pretty good. So it is.
I mean,
Pretty good size.
it is
I am
fresh water.
proficient in water vehicles.
Dude.
Yeah.
Let me show you how we do it in the fresh water.
Okay.
We'll show you some tricks. It'll be good for you.
So you guys are able to, but are having to kind of like hang off the edge here.
Oh, I'll
Yeah.
I'll take one for the team, and I'll just kind of hang on with one hand. I like
Oh
being
my
in the water.
gosh. He's gonna get eaten by a crocodile.
Let them try.
As you're going,
Yeah.
it's dark. There's no dark vision in
I have dark vision.
Oh, you have dark vision.
And actually, I would think he would be steering, and I'm going to be
I
up front watching to push us off, like as we come up on things.
cast light on my hammer and let it radiate light in front of us.
But he knows how to steer a boat, and I'm going to tell him that the trick of freshwater, especially rivers, is you don't have the depth you do out in the open ocean. So you've got to be willing to pay attention to what's coming up. And for a raft, skirting the edges, we're going to be fluctuating in water and tree stumps and everything else, and using my quarterstaff to push us off in a way.
So you're doing this and you're guiding them.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably trying to keep an eye out, right?
Yep.
So make a you get about halfway in here. Make a perception.
You're doing a really good job, buddy.
You're back at the back of the raft. You don't know anything.
60. You don't know anything's in the water.
So you catch movement up on the bank side.
This side we came from?
Yeah.
Oh.
Probably about 50 yards away from where you are.
So I'm gonna steer us. Do I see a spot that we could, like some brush, we could like get over to the side and kind of look at it beforehand? Like I'm gonna steer us toward. When I see movement, I'm gonna steer us toward the bank, but not back out into the open where the moonlight would show us and everything else. I'm gonna try to stay secluded in the side.
He's got the light on.
That's true. Turn the light off.
Click.
Okay.
They see us.
He clicks it. One kind of goes over. Roll a stealth.
He was the worst stealth. If you're wanting that.
Well, thanks.
Well, I just remember he
Thanks,
asked for the.
But you're the one guiding it.
Yeah. Yeah. 16.
16. So there's a couple goblins like that are peering over, and they're armored. Like they've got some crossbows, and they're not from the farm. And you guys quietly make it past them.
The passive 18, would I have picked up any of that without dark vision?
A passive 18.
My goodness.
Wow.
Wisdom,
You
buddy.
pick up everything. Wisdom?
Yep.
It's true.
So you probably catch him like shh, 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 but it's
Turn
too
out the
dark.
light.
Right? You can probably see some shadows and stuff that are up
Dragon.
there. As you guys kind
Trying to
of
get
make your way
bored.
past.
I don't think that's a distinction
And you
Smoke would
would
know.
work. What you would guess was a possible ambush on you guys as you kind of cruise right past them, and then as you're rolling through down the river, it kind of stops and comes to like a nice gradual.
Recognize the farm if
Like,
they pull up.
yeah, you see the farm to the right. You see a bridge that crosses up ahead, but it's almost like the current like gradually takes you over towards. Like there's a slick that takes you right by the farm, and there's a passive perception of 18. Wow. In like some of the brush, there's a like an area to dock the
Like made for the raft.
made for the raft perfectly, and it looks like this fits right in there to camouflage with the bank. And
It-
look as if it's a natural.
As I kind of steer us in, as he's pointing out, hey, what about that? And I kind of see it then and can see that this is where the raft kind of fits. I'm just going to ask the guys as we're coming up to the dock. It's probably as soon as my hand hits the dock, like, y'all recognize this part of the farm?
It's dark. There's kind of like a light because it's cold water. It's been hot. There's a little bit of a mist, and what you get is like you see this light kind of go from the burning of a cigarette, and y'all did good, boys. Y'all did good. Dark vision, you see kind of in sitting on
I think I'd recognize it from the smell.
On a
He
rock.
smoked that brand for years.
on a rock, smoking a cigarette in a brimmed hat. Were you found out there?
There were some goblins trying to get to the raft. We with the help of a crocodile, scared them off. collected a crocodile though, and
Like crocodile.
we went by what I suspect was an ambush, looking for us. We eased by it down the river about halfway on our trip.
Get a good look at them goblins.
They look green.
Is it bad to say all goblins kind of look the same?
Well,
Takes a big drag.
some of them do, some of them don't. But there are some that are a little particular in these parts.
Let's open the belly of the crocodile and find out.
Is there one in there?
There will be part of one at least.
There was a crocodile.
It's right
I'm gonna
here.
grab it. I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna tear into his stomach and start kind of rooting around in there because I know how he's put
Yeah,
together.
sure enough, there's a goblin in there.
You know this guy.
So you pull him out, he's like gnawed and stuff. Pull him out.
Do you know this?
He's kind of gnawed on. Well, not. If anybody would like to roll an investigation,
I'm terrible at that.
I'll do it. How good's yours? You're pretty good. Go for it, man.
6. He's just too gnawed up. Jellybean goes over, starts kind of looking around. And it's too gnawed up, like the arm and everything's gnawed up. He was looking at it a little bit.
They can't really see who this is, but I got my paranoias. I think we should hide this stuff right here and drop it in a safe location away from the farm. Say, you boy, you up to the task with your crew here?
It seems to be we're just location. Somewhere back up on the hill or somewhere further down the river.
Well, you know, them ogres and the goblins, they're not too smart. You can go hide it up. We got a little safe cache up there by the bridge. Just kind of cozy on down and you'll find a trap in there, a trap door. And hide this in there. Just make sure you cover it up nice. Make yourself back at the farm. You can stay in the farmhouse tonight. Oh, actually, when you're done, meet me in the barn.
And he walks out from behind the bushes and kind of makes his way up.
I'm gonna watch him for a little bit.
3.5 foot badger form.
Glance at my club and back at him. And just kind of.
Oh, one good thwack would solve a lot of our problems.
I don't think with Jellybean is much of a problem, but let's go hide this thing. And I climb back on the raft to see if anybody's going to win me to go hide it.
I'll climb with you.
I grab the crocodile and bring it. Pat you guys on the shoulder and say, "Good boys."
Alright, so you start to drift further down.
Yeah.
And it's a slow drift, and you're having to paddle a little bit here and there. When you get to the bridge, make a perception check.
18 won't do it.
18. We'll do it, actually.
Passive perception of 18, real nice.
Real nice. So you're able to, on this opposite shoreline, right, is by what you recognize with the moonlight and everything shining through a docking station that, sure enough, is a place where they definitely use as a drop point for these things. You steer the raft in, and it doesn't
Yeah.
look, by what you
And
can
then-
tell, as very it's not very disturbed. this area, but you can see up ahead.
Like a little
with a
cave
passive
area.
perception of
So-
a little cave area.
We get in there. I'm gonna look around, see if there's anything else.
I want to look for anything useful that I can take.
Are there any other rafts in here?
Nothing useful.
Okay.
No raft, but there's like a little trap door. We're here. We're gonna need an investigation.
Oh, you're doing a good job.
17.
17. You find a little trap door. It's like in the mud.
Okay.
Like you grab it, pick it up, and there's a storage area in there for
Oh, all
like
the
about
stuff.
8 bags. to fit
Okay.
in here.
Is there anything else in there that might be useful?
Brother, shine that light of yours down here.
Cast light on my club and point inside.
What was in these
Nothing.
bags besides the rupees?
Nothing.
Copper barrels,
Gotcha. Okay.
and powders.
So put it all in and put it back.
I'd
All
like,
in.
I'd like to, if I might, before we put it in there, I'd like to examine that powder.
Exactly.
So you examine the powder. Go ahead and make a medicine check or.
Medicine.
Okay.
It's a 17.
All right. So what you recognize this is a mixture of, as you're tasting it and kind of going that, almost a sense of clarity comes, like a heightened sense of like of what's happening. You're gonna get a advantage on wisdom saves. It would be on wisdom saves.
And a passive perception of 20. Just went
And-
off the wisdom.
A advantage on wisdom save or on perception for now, but it does like it's a really strange mixture of root, mushrooms, and some grains in there.
Is there multiple bottles of that, or just the one?
It's pouches.
How many?
This is the ingredient, like where mostly like in these bags.
Yeah, like how many pouches?
A dozen.
It's a shame we only found 8.
You realize Jellybean saw the load before he sent us over here.
Did he?
He was at the dock where we were with it.
He'd like look through and see all of what we had.
I don't know.
You want to take that chance? I do not.
I mean, with a passive perception of 18 at that time, I think I would know if he was looking through the bags and stuff.
It's
Would
a
it have-
shame, and I reach for the rupees.
First, this is not a gentleman we want to cross.
Brother, your thoughts.
I'm hungry.
Simple man.
It is not good to be dishonorable. You do what you know is right to do.
It is right for Leaf Scale and Brother to be taken care of and have good things. But for the group, Leaf Scale will go alone for now.
Just saying, it would have been a fine idea before he saw what we had.
Next time we think more quickly.
Very well.
Thank you.
Stupid
rubies!
Next time.
Next time.
Don't listen to him. It's not
Listen.
Listen.
It's too good. So we close it back up, put the trap door back down, cover the outside with leaves or whatever.
Make a sleight of hand. I think that's what this is gonna be. Whoever would be the best at sleight of hand.
Not me.
I think it says
See,
plus 8.
see.
Listen.
It's pretty dang good.
Yeah, 17 plus 8.
Yeah, 25. You make it look like you weren't even there, right? So use your feathered hands and kind of make it. And you guys get back on the raft and do what?
I'd head back to that spot we met up with Jellybean
Meet me in the barn.
and head to the barn. And when he's
So as you guys come back and you make your way back up out of the river and you start to walk up, the barn, the farm is quiet. Seems like everyone's asleep. With passive perception of 18, you see a dim light on in the in the farm. Eagle eyes, and they go to the double doors and you kind of it's actually kind of like open just wide enough.
The barn.
The barn doors are just
Yeah.
wide enough open for a dragonborn to turn sideways and make their way in. Inside the barn, there's some barrels in here, and you've got Strubs, Fez, Jellybean, and Tisk in here.
Upon seeing Strubs, I'm gonna toss a potato to him. Right after I cast prestidigitation on it, which makes it warm and taste awful. I did both.
Okay.
Heading's for you, buddy. Nice little warm potato for him.
You boys did good. I think we can start to see whether or not you'll prove yourself to me. You put all the bags back.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Next time. And
Some interesting things in those bags. It tasted very good.
I think it's time you gotta see what we're up against. And you can go into the town tomorrow and pick yourself up something nice.
Fez comes over and hands you guys each a bag. Inside the bag is 100 gold.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
Make sure you go and pay attention to what's going on in town.
I give my gold to my brother.
And if you,
You do what?
when you go in,
He puts down a crate down in the middle, and there's these vials, or small, actually, mason jars. And they're about this big, so wide.
you hear them harpies singing, you chug that clear water right there. And it'll help you with any problems you might have inside the city. But it's good for only about an hour. And then you'll have some problems thereafter. One for you, and then
Puts down another, like, jug, right? So it's a small case.
take that into the city, and if you could do a drop for me with a good kobold at Dragon Tales with Gad. And don't you let any of them other goblins in there be looking into my supplies. Understand, Smoke?
Yeah. Gad is looking for somebody from the farm.
You're gonna drop that off there and bring the payment back to me.
What was the name of the bar?
It's not bar.
Tavern.
It's not a tavern,
What is
good
it?
sir. It's a general supply shop.
Ah, that's even better. Mercantile.
The name is called Dragon Tales.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you.
And we will stop there. So So that will conclude our first episode of it's actually session 0 here, and we will continue on with hopefully a live play at the end of the month. We will stream on either the third Friday or fourth Friday of July. So until next time, thank you from the tavern.
Bye bye.
Appreciate it.
Right.